Alright, so we're gonna DCA in whatever little we have. I usually do this once a day. No matter how small, no matter how little, it's just be able to get in uh, every day and dollar cost average in. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so I usually bought about 50 bucks in here, so I have 42.12 I can move out. So let's go ahead and do that. 42.12. And we're gonna pay with PayPal because it's for my business account. So I want to make sure it's USDC. I know it's already there, but we're just gonna go through the process anyway. It's gonna review that and buy now, order submitted. It's usually pretty instant. I usually get a notification on my phone before it actually comes through. So as soon as that notification comes in, I will then transfer that over. Quick refresh, should do it. I'm gonna send 4212 over to my Trevor Legacy account, and we're gonna use Arbitrum 4212. Send that over, and there it is. Okay. So give it whatever it needs to confirm. All right, done. And we're gonna go ahead and go over here to our exchange. My wallet is already connected, so I have to keep doing it. And then I give it a few moments for it to go through, or refresh it again. And should show up there 4212. Switch to WBTC. There it is. I want to swap it. Accept. Okay, we're going to grant the approval of that transfer. And I'm going to sign with my Trezor, so you won't be able to see that. You'll probably get some kind of approval, whatever, and just kind of approve whatever it asks. Alright, once that's completed, it'll then send the request to switch. Of course, I'll take a lower price, yep. And then, I'm going to accept that again, confirm, hold. Alright. Alright, so why do we do this? We do this so that we buy an asset first, and then we can then borrow from it. So as it goes up in value, we can beat inflation and use our borrows to pay our bills. The reason why we borrow from it is because Bitcoin rises 40% a year versus the interest rate that we pay about 5%, I believe here. Yeah, 4.88%. Okay, so that's what we do. And if it ever comes down, then great. You know, it'll pay off those collateral, use the collateral to pay off the bill, pay off the loan, and then we can then be, it'll satisfy the loan that way. All right, so we hit max, so whatever's in there, it'll supply that. So let's see here. Let's try it again. I don't know, it might be a little too small, maybe not. Okay, there you go. Even as little as 42 bucks, it'll go through. So then we're gonna supply that collateral. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And we're going to approve that. All right, and that's it. And then so now that we have supplied it, increased our safety factor by 0.1%. And now you would have a little bit extra more to borrow from here. Okay. All right, that's it, guys. I'm not gonna borrow any right now because I don't need it. On Friday, I would probably pull out $1,000. So in meantime, I kind of dollar cost average in throughout the week, whatever comes in, and I'll pull a bigger chunk at the end of the month or end of the week, I mean, to pay the bills, to pay ourselves, pay on the credit cards. And so it's kind of like refinancing your 25% APR credit card with a lower interest rate once you build this up, and you have the asset that grows so that you have over time, um, it'll continue to grow. Now, sometimes this max available to borrow, depending on the price, you might be lower, it's like 1,000 or less sometimes. I take the rule of um, Bitcoin serves you. So if it's not rising fast enough and you need that thousand per week, then you have to sell. And I would rather sell a little bit to uh, pay the bills off. And who knows, the price could come down or dollar cost average back in at a lower price. So if it keeps up, it'll provide. And if it doesn't, then we kill it a little bit to have it serve us rather than we serving the Bitcoin. Like, oh, I can't spend today because the price is down. I gotta keep dollar cost average in, wait for it to go higher. The price keeps dropping. Serve yourself with it. It serves you, you don't serve it. That's the rule. Okay, and that kind of helps me to still feel good, and still dollar cost average in, and be able to pull what I need when I need it, instead of being stressed out because the price went down. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. Talk then.